people who what the fuck did he heal from?
Time to ride.
Oh! It's still something I personally want to work towards, you know. Just it's sort of like life insurance for humanity almost. And all life, not just humanity, but all life, you know. Because, you know, eventually the Earth's going to fucking get burned up by the sun. It's gonna get sunburnt worse than I am right now, you know what I mean? Need resources from Earth? Yeah, I mean, it would need resources at first, but eventually, after 100 years, you know, maybe 120 years, you know, the goal would be to make it so all life on Earth will be able to, you know, keep repopulating. Or all the people on Mars will be able to repopulate and eventually, live on their own. You in trouble too? Yeah, for sure. But the thing is, in order to get to other places in the solar system and other planets, you know, down the line, you know, thousands and thousands of years down the line, you know, you have to get experience colonizing a planet. You can't just, you know, it's just good to just, you know, go to your next door neighbor instead of going across the fucking ocean, you know. And also, I think the biggest thing also is like the I feel like 50% of it is you know, life insurance for all life, and the other 50% is like inspiration. I mean, look how inspiring the moon landing was, you know, like to people like me, for example, you know, like really seeing like human ingenuity and, you know, how hard people can work and how smart people can be, and like the great things humanity as a whole can achieve. I think is really inspiring, and, you know, inspired a lot of kids. The moon landing did, and I think Mars will inspire even more people, you know. And I think that in itself is, you know, something worth going for, and, you know, worth spending, you know, less than 1% of, you know, the world's GDP on going to Mars. You know, I think that's a worth it trade. I mean, I spent the last year like looking into this shit, so like, I mean, I'm always happy to like debate it and stuff. A lot of like common folk, like people who are not like really care about space too much, don't really, you know, think Mars is like useless, right? But there are honestly a lot of like, you know, pretty useful things that can come out of Mars. Like, for example, people back in this, in, you know, the 50s and the 60s used to think that going to the moon and going to space is useless, but a lot of things that we have and that we use daily came from, you know, going to space and going to the moon. A lot of, you know, a lot of inventions and innovations came from the space race and NASA. Like the big thing being, you know, GPS. Do multiverse? I don't know, honestly. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it too much. I mean, probably not. I highly doubt it. Yeah, I mean, well, the point is not to have humans just walking outside Mars, just, you know, like without a spacesuit on. I mean, for a long time it'll have to be with only spacesuits or in domes and all that, right? You know, I highly recommend looking into like the Fermi paradox or looking into the Great Filter. It'll explain things way easier than I can ever explain anything, but use Earth's climate as an argument for Mars. What we need to do to maintain our climate. We just aren't. I mean, I think there are a lot of people that are working towards it, but, you know, of course there are a lot of bad actors who care more about money than or care more about money than you know, our planet, right? Like oil companies and stuff like that, lobbyists, certain politicians, you know, climate deniers, you know, they care more about money and then themselves more than a planet. You know, it's pretty lame. But personally, I can't see the argument for like not going to Mars. Personally, there's so many more benefits to going than not to going. It is a very harsh environment, though. It is very harsh. It is not something that'll be fun. It's not something that'll be like, you know, a little road trip to Mars. You know, for a while it'll be you know, it'll be just engineers and workers working there. But eventually, you know, to satisfy engineers' needs and stuff, you know, eventually, and you know, to have a self-sustaining city, there needs to be, you know, entertainment. There needs to be restaurants, bars, clubs, you know, all kinds of different types of entertainment, or you know, the things we do every day, grocery stores, stuff like that. Considered Martians? I don't know. That's a good question. Like billionaires' motivation for doing it. Care more about money than the world we all live on. Yeah, no, I agree for sure. Yeah, no, I agree for sure. I mean, there are a lot of carbon capture technologies being made, including the one. I think there are some like capture technologies on the what they call it, the Perseverance rover, and like, you know, NASA and SpaceX and all that, they'll be making propellant plants on Mars. That's pretty much like the first task when they get to Mars. Will be making that propellant plant so they can go home. I mean, you can't just bring, you know, fuel on a fucking rocket, right? Kinda need room for, like, you know, people and so I'm freezing right now, dude. Holy fuck, I'm so fucking cold. I'm about to shiver, dude. It's so cold. Holy fuck. Goddamn, Menzian, welcome home, bro. Time to relax. I'm gonna turn this off for a little bit. I'm turning off my fan. If I turn off my fan, my fucking legs start fucking burning. And my arms start burning. It's either fucking burn or fucking freeze fucking death. But I'm already burning either way, so might as well just fucking... Might as well just burn. But also, you know, eventually we can't really stay on Earth forever. Even though Earth is like the perfect home for us. Eventually we're gonna have to move.
An enemy has been slain. Your right tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, fusion energy really is not necessary for having a fully reusable climate. Or a fully reusable energy economy. I mean, really all you need is just mass scale solar farms and batteries. It's happening. I mean, it will take time. It's not like people aren't working on that. You know what I mean? It'll definitely happen. Cool. Song comes on, yeah, it's kind of funny.
A weapon that rivals my mighty lance.
It's not like the entire world is just AFKing while, you know, we get fucked by harsh climate, you know. Companies like Tesla are doing the most for, you know, climate change, stuff like that. As the auto industry goes to full electric, it's definitely a step in the right direction for sure. It's not like going to electric will fix everything, but it's one of the pillars of having a sustainable energy economy. Bastard solar thing.
I wish I could have saved them.
Mic's muted. Whoops. Wait, how long is the mic muted for? Fuck. Probably not that long. But
Your right tower.
yeah, I mean, there needs to be renewable energy, affordable renewable energy for everyone, not just, you know, rich people and scientists and large companies. But it'll happen eventually. I mean, it's a good trend. I mean, we're trending upwards. Apparently, a quarter of the world's energy is from sustainable energy. Or I'm not sure if it's sustainable or just solar. Pretty sure it's sustainable, including all forms of sustainable energy, which is pretty good. I mean, it's obviously not perfect, of course. And, you know, we're gonna need oil for we're gonna need fossil fuels and oil and gas for a while until I need to level my fucking 3 until sustainable energy is more mass affordable and mass produced. Colonizing elsewhere? I don't know. I don't agree with that. I don't know. I never understood that thought personally. I think you knew. Yeah, 100% Brad, 100%. I mean, it's also not, I mean, there's also a lot of other problems when it comes to, like, you know, humanity and civilization and life and all that. Like, see, think of it this way, going to Mars is literally the most, like, effective life insurance plan you could ever have. You need a very small amount of money compared to like the entire world, right? Like less than a percentage of, you know, the entire world, you know, like the entire GDP of like all the countries combined. You need like a sliver of it, and hard work. And of course, it doesn't 100% guarantee the you know, the future for all life, but it certainly helps not having all your eggs in one basket. And people could say, you know, there's other problems we need to focus on. You know, why do this when we should be doing this? You know, why go to Mars when we should be, you know, feeding the poor? It's a very common topic people bring up, but it's like I never understand why people think we can't do both. You know what I mean? Be it NASA and like a few, you know, space companies. I mean, it doesn't seem like NASA is really solving the you know, the quote-unquote hunger problem. You know, because it's not something you can just solve by throwing money at it. It's not something NASA can solve or SpaceX can solve, and it's, you know, all these problems are, you know, not something these space companies can solve. Like, why do people say, you know, we should be focusing on other things? It's not like the entire world is going to be working on going to Mars, you know, it's just, I mean, 1 million people by end of the century. It's a very small percentage of the population. Yeah, I mean, there's an obesity problem in America and people are still going hungry. I actually agree 100% semi-skin mouth. I was thinking about that as well. I think there are way more like troubling problems than homeless people and people going hungry. And climate. Tensions, especially in the US, are extremely high, and the United States is way too divided. And one thing, in my opinion, that unites people is space and going to Mars.
Time to ride.
Would you say? I mean, slightly, but I don't think it's that privileged. I mean, I think, you know, super high tensions. I mean, I think it all comes down to just politics, in my opinion. I mean, with the way things are going, eventually, I mean, something has to change, or there's gonna be a civil war eventually. I mean, there's already a fucking insurrection in the capital. And, you know, large, you know, violent protests across the entire United States. During a pandemic, you know, both those were during a pandemic, so, you know, there's a... You know, there's some things that can't just be fixed with throwing money at it. Probably everything, honestly. Yeah, they definitely don't. I don't think, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not too educated on that in that regard, but I don't think it does. But I think when it's your own country attacking each other, like it's attacking itself, I don't think that unites. I think it just creates a further divide. I mean, yeah, but yeah, that's also a time of war and not by ourselves, you know. I feel like in nowadays age, I think even an attack from a foreign country onto America, I think it would also create another divide. I mean, personally, I don't know, I think... That is true, Genesupia, that is true. I think a lot of people nowadays, or like people years ago, suffered the consequences of that, you know. Like living in America wasn't the same for them after that. I don't think that's really a good thing. So I don't think we should be hoping on an attack to you know, to free up America, you know. I think we should I think we should just be hoping for leaders who are younger and more in tune with their voter base, and to get stuff done and to put people first. And I think
I'm on my way.
Yeah, I don't even know how like
The gods.
problems are fixed, honestly. Yeah, old people hardly ever change their mind. I don't know. I mean, that's also why a restart for Mars, like a Martian restart, would be pretty good to just fully, you know, change up the government. Actually, have people who put the people first. Like that's why, like, I would much rather live in a small Martian city where the leaders actually care about their people and put their people first.
Enemies at the goal fury.
I think there needs to be a more centrist leader who is compassionate and is more of an inspiring leader, and someone who's not 70 over the age of fucking 70 or 70 or above. I've never had less faith in a president ever in my life, and I haven't been alive for very long or paying attention to politics, so I can't really say too much. But Martian Smite servers fucking suck. Hey, fucking Jupiter Smite servers would suck, alright?
Time to rise. From the heavens!
Yeah, I don't. I mean, okay, I don't know. I think it's very not great to say, like, you know, to bring race in. You know, what does them being white have anything to do with it? You know what I mean? I don't think that's a healthy, like, healthy mindset to have. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I'm not gonna say why should an old black, fucking old ass black man become president. You know? Like, you know, why should an old ass black man become president? They shouldn't. I'm not gonna say that, right?
They should know that I am on the check.
I think the conversation's okay as long as we keep it civil. I think we're keeping it civil as well anyway. And I appreciate you guys for being civil. I think the most important thing, like the most fundamental important thing, I think, is to try and be civil when it comes to political talks. This shit gets heated very fast. Yeah, I think so far the chat has been very civil, which I'm happy for. I think it's something, you know, the rest of the world should fucking practice more. But in my opinion, you shouldn't be able to become president past age fucking like 65 or something. So my headset died. Fuck. Maybe even age 60 or something. I don't know. If there's a minimum age, there could definitely be a maximum age.
I wish I could have saved them. I will be sure to use double kill in battles to come. My apologies.
Yeah, I think it was very bad that, you know, we have such old presidents. That's like, I'm basically, you know, waiting, like, I'm basically, you know, preparing for the day fucking one of them fucking just dies, dude, of old age or something. You know, I fucking hope not, but I think it could happen. Yeah, I'm like LeBron over here, bro. Game 5 of Heat versus fucking Spurs. What is this?
For me?
I think on the topic of founding fathers as well, I think one thing we should, I think, I'm not saying we as in Twitch chat, but like, I think society in general should, you know, point out, potential bad things past, you know, famous people have done. But I think you shouldn't hold people in the past to the standard of 2022 Americans or anyone for like, in the world for that matter. Like, I think, you know, society in general has changed an absolute fuck ton. And I think it's wrong to like cancel people in history because of bad things they've done. And you know, standards back then were a lot different. Majority of people were probably a lot like really bad people. And I think that's something that should be, you know, studied and accepted and talked about, but not something we should bring hate on. Because it's just the it's sort of like the prime woke, the woke culture thing. Like, because someone did something bad 300 years ago, people can hate and basically cancel people in history. Like, it gives them a shield to be mean. But of course it depends, I mean, what their actions were and all that. I mean, it sounds like a fucking fucking like serial killer. Like, I mean, we shouldn't be like celebrating Jack the Ripper. Canceling done anything to anyone historically? Nothing. I don't think it's too healthy to throw down statues and shit like that. And spread hate about people who what the fuck do you heal from?
Time to ride.
Oh!
My life is all but spent. Double kill. Triple kill. Killing the light casts out the shadows. Ski aside.
I don't think he's allowed yet, Advic. I don't think he's allowed yet. Yo, Crimpton, thank you for the sub, man.
Keep this beat rolling.
Hitting, let's you choose make it so? Yeah, it seems a lot of people make it so though, I think. Yeah, that's what I've seen at least. Like, it gives people a shield to be mean things.
Another artifact from the Lady of the Lake.
On my way. Attack right lane.
Hey, I mean, my ancestors' fucking land was fucking taken, you know, and all my people were killed, but you know, I'm not like trying to cancel fucking colonists back in the day. It was a different time. I don't know. Of course, if someone was if people were doing that nowadays, obviously it's
They should know that I
a
am
whole different story, but. Like, there was this movement that said, like, I saw this movement on Twitter that said, it was like, give natives their land back or something. I forgot what the hashtag was, but it seemed really weird. Like, you just want to kick out, like, you know, 300, like, fucking 20, like 300 million people, just kick them out
On the dance floor.
because of something that their ancestors did, and they had, you know, no choice and where they were born. It's a bit weird. It's about really. Well, what's it about then? I don't have much info on this topic. I literally just saw a bunch of tweets. That's pretty much it. I don't really like look into it so much. So I don't really know exactly what I'm talking about here, but at first glance it seemed kind of like backwards thinking almost. But I don't know exactly what they mean. Yeah, I am Advic.
Face me. Attack left tower. Hop up. Destroy the left enemy tower. Wall the fire giants.
I don't think anyone's agreeing with it. Yo, just hey, listen, be careful, boys. We don't wanna get too emotional in this chat. Just remember to treat everyone with respect, please.
Time to ride.
Attack! I love your move.
Time to ride. Face me.
I can have 4K gold here.
On my way. From the gods. Hop up.
Attack the right Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm into Star Wars music, bro. People are from? Yeah, they're from the Navajo tribe.
An ally has been slain.
Oh, my fault.
Ayo Aninishni. That means I love you in Navajo. Cool.
Move those feet!
Attack the right Phoenix! Attack the minions!
No standing still!
Enemy spotted.
Be careful!
Be careful. Be careful.
We're fucked. Yeah, 100% Carolina, 100%.
Face me!
Sure. There are a lot of lessons from history I think we can learn. Yeah, I agree, Brad, for sure. The far right and the far left are all terrible people from what I've seen. Far right people are... I probably should go into it. But both sides are very tribal, dude. I'm not sure how to solve like the fucking heavy amounts of tribalism in politics. I'm not sure though.
Chill!
Wait, really, Caroline? What the fuck? Wait, you cover slavery? Wait, I thought you were a music teacher. What the fuck?
You're so limited.
Anything that would actually be? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's not good.
Chill!
Nothing so passe.
Chill!
People, I guess kids find it boring. Wait, how old are kids again? Like 17?
Yeah.
It's an interesting moment.
You're so limited.
You guys are in society? That's cool. That's pretty sick.
Chill!
I don't think it'd be like super damaging. It's just, you know, I think teaching history is pretty important. So we don't get people with like pretty whack opinions.
Stop being so passe.
Chill!
Fuck, I'm getting in there. Yo, Kepri, why are you diving, bro? Kepri definitely got in there, that's for sure. And he's still getting in there.
Time to ride.
Cap, Pirate. Yo, Pirate, are you a far leftist? Just wondering. I'm just wondering. Not hitting or anything.
Hop on. Me.
This Kepri should not be fucking diving, dude. I respect it, but
Time to ride, old friend.
Your team has fully powered the owls.
Attack!
Killing.
Me. Hop on.
That is very true, Guardian Frog. That is very true. At least, you know, through everything, at least we still have that.
Time to
America is the oldest and the greatest country on Earth. Don't ever forget that. Nothing comes close to it. It's the first country in the world, and it'll be the last, baby. America. I love my country, partner.
attack middle lane. Hop up.
Dance with us.
Face me.
Sorry, bud.
Okay, that was kind of sick. I'll be honest, that was kind of sick. I fucking, dude, I hit a fucking U-turn, bro. Holy fuck, I was on the fucking track right there.
You're so vanilla.
So this is a random question, guys. So yeah, I agree. I feel like aren't there like for-profit prisons? That should not be a thing. I feel like it's kind of weird. I haven't learned too much about the prison complex, but for-profit prisons does not seem right at all.
Stop being so passe.
And there definitely needs to be some form of punishment. Obviously, I mean, I'm a leftist, might disagree, but there needs to be, of course, some form of punishment. But I think for-profit prisons, I think, are bad. Like, don't owners of prisons get paid for the amount of people they incarcerate or whatever? Like the amount of people like that get thrown into prison?
Time to ride, old friend.
Yeah, I'm envious of the way like Sweden and UK and like other like European countries have their prisons.
Dancing.
You got me.
Attack right lane.
Attack the Titan. Ultimate is ready.
Be careful. From the heavens, face me.
Right in.
Seconds more death.
No, the Titan's so fast.
Fret not.
That makes sense, Cecil. That makes sense to me. I mean, some people are too far gone. But I mean,
Such splendor.
that's something
For me?
judges should really judge. I don't know. But for example, a fucking mass murdering, you know, fucking lunatic, definitely is not someone you should throw into rehab. I have not, Lancelot.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Check out my tag.
Prisoners? Yeah, well, I mean, it's just an example. I'm not sure what bringing that point up proves anything. I don't know. Doesn't prove anything up here. It just kind of depends, like, maybe case by case, maybe.
Good game.
Great party.
What do you guys think about not allowing people in government to well, I was people talk about this, but people talk about like how like money and lobbying is kind of an issue in politics, which it is, right? What if like there are rules around salaries and how much money you can make? I give like pretty much zero thought to this. I'm just wondering what you guys think. You guys probably know this a lot more about this than I do, but like, would like restricting how much money a politician makes in their term of whatever the fuck they're doing, would that solve anything?
Great party.
Like, you can't be like a multimillionaire like Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sucks, dude. I mean, that's isn't that exactly what I said though? I said like a lot of prisoners should be, you know, rehabilitated, but I mean there are exceptions, of course. I mean, I guess there are exceptions to everything.